I'm not sure.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to this evening's debt cleanse call where we're gonna go ahead and address all of your concerns with debt cleanse. My name is Shanae Mobo, and I'm gonna tell you what the flow of operations will be for this evening. Everyone will start off on mute. Everyone will be muted, and if you do have a question, please feel free to put it in the chat box. Thank you so much, and enjoy.
All right. Hey, how you doing, team? Let me see. All right, my name is Don. I'm the chief of staff here at My Turn to Own. And I wanted to come on here and talk to you a little bit about some of the basics of credit and how to position yourselves, for, to get the 620s and the 630s or the 640s you need to be able to purchase a home. Mr. Green will be coming on soon to speak a little bit about, credit and debt cleanse and things of that nature. Let's make sure. Let me see if I got any Q&As. Let me see participants. All right. So please feel free. I see the chat. Please feel free to start putting any questions in there in the box that you may have just about basic credit. That's what we're looking for right there. Thank you so much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a little bit about, just this is called a FICO pie chart, and I love to teach the basic from the FICO pie chart, which gives us a little bit of ideas of how we're being judged by banks on a daily basis, and just some of the small things that we can do to better position ourselves. Let's look at the 35% payment history, right? And I'm gonna run through this pretty quick, and then I'm gonna also open up the door for any questions. Who's Miss Africa or Miss Shanaze? Is Miss Cobbs on this call yet?
Yes,
I'm
she's
here.
Okay, great. Miss Cobbs, do you have control as well?
Yes.
Okay, great. So let's make sure Miss Cobbs is an admin. Miss Cobbs, can you see the comments that people may have where they may ask me questions, because it's hard for me to talk and try to keep track of the comments.
Yes, I can.
All right, sounds good. So the overall goal for us is to position ourselves to not only obtain a good credit, maintain good credit, but also learn how to leverage our credit to be able to purchase bigger products that will help us get to a place of financial freedom. So let's start off with 35%. 35% of your credit score is based on your payment history. Are you paying your bills on time? I can go a little bit more in depth and talk about what's the difference between a bill that's you should make sure you pay that's going to hit your credit score, and just a bill that you could pay that you could, make payment arrangement for is that won't affect you. But today I'm just going to focus on the things that's going to affect your credit score. So when you talk about your credit cards, when you talk about your mortgage, when you talk about your car note, when you talk about things of that nature, I'm not talking about your cell phone. Your cell phone, you can make payment arrangements for. Your NICOR bill, you can make payment arrangements for. What's another bill? Green Tree, when people could spraying the lawn stuff on your grass, you can make payment arrangements for. But I'm talking about student loans. Now, are you paying these bills every month on time, at least the minimum? That's affecting your credit score by 35%. Now, the next thing that's affecting your credit score. Now, and let's talk about credit cards. And this is pretty much how you should be handling your credit cards on a regular. The next is outstanding debt. That's affecting your credit scores by 30%. So say if you got a credit card and your credit card has $1,500 limit, right? What you want to do is whatever that limit is, and I preach this over and over again, you want to divide your limit by 3. You want to divide the your credit card, whatever they granted you with that credit card limit, you want to divide it by 3. So if they say, hey, this credit card we're going to give to you and it has a $15,000 limit on it, you don't want to go in and spend $15,000. Whatever your limit is, you want to divide that by 3, and that's going to be your new credit. That is, I wouldn't even say you want to spend that, but I do want to say that's the most you want to spend. So if you say 15,000 divided by 3, that's going to be $5,000. If you spend $5,001, or if you spend $5,000.01, your credit card, your credit limit is going to drop by leaps and bounds. Really, you want to stay about 10%, 15% of whatever that credit card is. Like I said, these are some of the basics, but this is something that we need to know. Another thing, when you get into what's this? 10%, I can't really see it. I see of new credit, but what they're really talking about is new credit inquiries. And what that is, and I really want you all to understand, that's going to be big around this holiday season. When you're going to buying all your gifts and you're going to TJ Maxx, they're going to say, hey, you want to open up a credit card here? And the ladies go to Victoria's Secrets and they say, hey, you want to open up a credit card here? And everybody wants you to open up new accounts, AT&T, Verizon. What's that going to do? That's going to affect you negatively when you're just opening up credit cards willy-nilly. You really want to be strategic with everything that you do. I was just talking about this in a call last week, where what you don't want is to position yourself to have 15 or 20 or 30 credit cards, and all of your credit cards have a limit of $200 a piece. That's ridiculous. Do you know how much hard work it is to make payments on credit cards every month, 30 of them at $200 a piece? To pick up the phone and call these people and be on hold, put in your credit card information, this, that, and that, that's a whole 30 minutes per credit card. You trying to pay some people. It's not even worth it. And then on top of that, if you do not utilize these credit cards consistently, they will close the account. So don't open up credit cards at places that you don't even really shop at. You just there just for the holiday. I was telling someone last week, I said, hey, now mind you, if I could give you a Best Buy credit card or a Target credit card, and I said you can only pick from these 2, which one would you choose? I would tell you all to get the Target credit card. Why is that? Because everything that you need is at Target. You can get toothpaste at Target. You can get Pampers at Target. You can get a TV and electronics still at Target. Now, the only way I would tell you to get a Best Buy card is if it's something about your industry is wholesaling or tech, or it's something in the where you need to buy 50 TVs at a time and you got to have, I don't know. The point that I'm making is, if you got a Best Buy credit card, it ain't that many electronics you're going to buy in a year. It's really not. So now you have to force yourself to go to Best Buy to go buy something that you really don't need just to keep your account open. And that's the only point that I'm making to you. So get out of the habit of always falling for the okie doke of, hey, we can save you 10% or 15% if you open up this new card. Those are going to be, they're going to show up on your account or your credit report as inquiries, and it's going to affect your credit score by 10%. Same with car dealerships. When you go into the car dealerships and you run my credit, those are inquiries just going to pop up. So another thing, when you talk about credit mix, what exactly is credit mix? It's going to come a time on your journey of trying to build your credit where you may have 4 credit cards, and those 4 credit cards boost you all the way up to 650. And no matter how much you make those payments on time and make those payments on time, it seems like your credit score is not increasing anymore. It's just staying right there. Well, a lot of that has to do with your credit mix. You want to make sure that you create a portfolio where your credit profile is concerned, where banks can see that you've been trusted with all types of loans. Okay, he's been trusted with credit cards. He's been trusted with a car loan. He's been trusted with a mortgage. He's been trusted with student loans. He's been trusted, and the list goes on. Now, when you go to banks and ask them for big money, now you're going to end up seeing you're going to be getting the 15,000, the 20,000, 13,000, the credit what they call it, not the credit report, but the credit line. So you want to make sure that you'll always find. Now, once again, do not be willy-nilly when it comes to just getting credit all over the place. You want to be strategic on what you do to get to your overall goal. So let's also talk about credit history. Mr. Green, I see you. I'm about to bring you aboard, okay? So let's also talk about the credit history length, what it really talks about, the length of credit. This does not mean, this is what I tell our parents. When parents have a healthy credit report and credit profile, I'm going to put emphasis on that. When the parents have a healthy credit report and credit profile, feel free to put Junior on one of your credit cards. Feel free as an authorized user to put the little princess on one of your credit cards, and you're making the payments on time, making them an authorized user at the age of 16 years old, 17 years old. This is totally different from putting the cable bill under their name at 3 years old. Totally different, way different. We're talking about making them an authorized user and creating them a healthy profile moving forward. So a lot of times what banks look at is, what is your length of credit history? And what happens is you can be 40 years old and have a length of credit history. You got your first credit card, or somebody gave you your first credit a year ago, and you got a 780 credit score. And it could be someone that's 30 years old and they got their first credit card when they were 16 years old, and they may have a 670 credit score. They may end up getting better loans than the 40-something-year-old that started their credit 2 years ago that got a 740 credit score, than the one that's 20-something years old but been having credit for 10 years, but they got a 670 credit score. Because that length of credit, banks are saying, what is your payment patterns? What's your? I need to see. I need to see who you are. So the longer your rap sheet, the more I can make a judgment of the probability of you paying these loans back. I can see more of the behavior pattern. Mr. Green is our president of My Turn to Own. I'm gonna bring you in. Please feel free to be vocal, sir.
And I appreciate it. I appreciate all of your work, Don, and your advice today. I love hearing you saying it's better than putting that cable bill and that gas.
Yeah, don't do that.
They be messing their kids up early, man. And I love it. Just a quick story in regards to that is my little brother, who I dang near raised through his childhood, got to be 18, and he was living with me, and he, got a job, and he was working. I mean, hardest working, how I brought him. He's just such a hard worker. And so he got 18, working real hard, doing everything he can to, make some money for himself and try to elevate his life. And he had no credit score, none at all, right? Because he never had credit. Thank God nobody put nothing in his name. And so I threw him on as an authorized user on my Discover card. And it started him off with a 690. Then I went to get him a Walmart card, which is a good starter card for those who are starting and building credit. Got him a few $100. He got a few $100 limit. And then I also got him a secure card with Navy Federal. Once I got him into Navy Federal, which I made him throw a few $100 that he made onto a secure card. And now he's managing the $300 Walmart card and the $300 secure card, and showing him how to keep those smaller cards under 30%. And by the next cycle, he was over a 700 credit score, 18. And so now on the right track of, I told him, made sure he don't go buy a car and don't do anything that'll risk his credit down the line. So it's so important, y'all. We have to utilize the resources that we do have to leverage them for others so that we can lift them up. And that's just so important. So what I want to talk about today, Don, I think is so important. With a lot of these folks who are on this call, they're a part of or enrolled in Debt Cleanse, correct, Don?
Yeah. Majority of people, and also, majority of people, yes.
And so that means that you need a little bit of credit help so that we can get you to home ownership status. And I wanted to let you guys know that once you ruin credit, building credit is a hard thing to do. You have to reestablish relationships. You got to clean credit and do what you need to do to get back on track, which is why it's always important to be careful of the decisions you make using your credit. And so you're in the Debt Cleanse program because of some of the decisions that you've made. And we want to try to get you out of that program and get you into a home. Our goal is not to have, which we have hundreds and hundreds of people that are enrolled in Debt Cleanse. That is not our goal. Okay. It is a short-term goal so we can get people on the route to success. But our goal is ultimately to get you into a home. And because you're not at the status where we can get you into a home, we have to help you get there. I want to say this, and I'm going to put this email in the chat for all of those folks who we're looking for folks. We're going to be analyzing some deals. Analyzing credit for folks who are at the edge. I want you to email us. If you are somebody who is 580, even matter of fact, I'll say 550 and over. If you're somebody that got a credit score of 550 or over, maybe you got a couple collections, maybe you got a high credit card balance, but you only need to do a few things to get you over the hump. I want you to send an email. We just created this email so that you guys can send us an email, anybody on this call, to mylegacycred@gmail.com. And what I want you to do is send us an email and say, hey, I'm almost there. And let us know what the situation is. And then we will contact you individually so that we can figure out what is that hump and how we can get you there as soon as possible. I know for some folks who are a little lower and have some more problems, you guys will be in the program for longer periods of time. But we want to help those folks who start with those folks who are already almost there. And we can figure out some techniques, whether it be some Credit Strong or some programs that can give you a little bit of boost, that can give you 10, 20, 30 points in boost. You may be paying rent right now. We have a program we could put you in, and they'll report your rent as credit for the last 2 years, may give you a 20 point and 30 point boost. We want those folks who are already there at the edge and almost close to or getting there to 620 or 600 so that we can start to get you into a pre-approval status. So if you are that person, and I want to say 550 or higher, send us an email right now so we can analyze where you are and then figure out how we can get you to the finish line as quick as possible. But I want you guys to know that this process is building your credit is not an easy process. And with Debt Cleanse, you're able to pay $29.99 a month. But in reality, building your credit, rebuilding your credit, and cleaning your credit costs a whole bunch of money. Whether that is hiring a credit company, that costs a lot of money, or paying down debt, or paying down credit card balances. There are many things that go into investing in your future by rebuilding your credit. And I want you guys to understand that you have to be patient in this process. You have to be patient. You have to be understanding. You have to understand that you got yourself in this position. And so I know it's not going to be overnight. You're not going to be able to fix your credit overnight. It just doesn't happen that way. But there are some things and techniques that we can do to help you get to the base level status so that we can get you into a pre-approval status. And that's what we're looking for. We're not saying all the folks that got 600 or 550 that we're going to get you to an 800. We're saying we can show some techniques to you so that we can get you at least to a status where you can get pre-approved for a home loan. So if you're somebody that got a job, but you got a 580 and you got a couple collections, we looking for you because we can help you with those couple collections. And then if we knock those couple collections, that 580 can go to 630, 640, and you already got the job. So now we can get you right in. And we want to be able to do that. So send us an email if you are one of those people. Like Edward said, 611, hit us up. Let me see what's going on with your credit and how we can boost you 10, 20 points and get you right in. This is something that could be done within a month, right? These are things, those folks who are right on the edge, I can help you get there within a month or two. All right. Somebody says 636. You might be already ready for pre-approval status. Send me an email. Let us figure out where you are so that we can get you in the door and get you a pre-approval. We don't want you guys to be in a program for months and months and months and years at a time. But for some people who have done a lot with their credit, it takes time. Folks who got bankruptcies, it takes time. Timothy, somebody said 540. Hit us up. Let's see where you are. But some things take time, but some things can be resolved rather quickly. Some techniques can be resolved rather quickly. You may have a mother in your family who might got a $5,000 credit card with good history on it. You may have a 600 and she could throw you on there. And in the next 2 weeks, when they report, it'll get you to a 640, a 630. There are just some certain little things about credit to give you that boost that we'll be able to show you so that we can go ahead and get you pre-approved. So send that email over.
Can I add something in?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you in. And the email is mylegacycred@gmail.com. And I'll put it again. Okay. mylegacycred@gmail. All right, go ahead, Don.
I just want to say one thing. I'm seeing quite a few new faces on this call than I seen on the last call. I really want everyone to understand that credit is bigger than just paying something monthly, and it's bigger than just you really have to educate yourself on the process. If you don't educate yourself on the process, someone will always be taking advantage of you. You'll always be going for the okie doke. And this is why our Wealthy Wednesday calls are so important. So don't feel like because you have a 610 or 600 or 520, okay, I'll just go and put myself in debt cleanse and I won't be a part of the program or their platforms of information until I get to like the 630s or the 640s, and then I'll be a part of it. No, it doesn't work that way. Every Wednesday, you should be on a Wealthy Wednesday phone call for 1 hour. One of the things that we don't get our people, we don't get information. And by the time we do get the information, the ship has sailed. And I understand that everybody, working long jobs, it's a lot. I get it. But the goal that we have for each individual is, I don't want you just working 7 days a week until the day you die. I don't want you living a lifestyle where you can. Now, this is great. Really listen to this. You have people that count down Monday through Friday for Saturday and Sunday. Ain't that crazy? Every week of your life, you count down Monday. This how it starts. Monday morning, it's Monday. Tuesday, oh man, I hate it. Wednesday, oh, it's hump day. Thursday, it's almost here. Friday, oh, we turning up. Saturday, Sunday, I done spent my whole paycheck because I didn't make much in the first place. Monday again. Don't do that. Don't position. And the only thing that's going to get you out of that vicious cycle is information, knowing how to connect the dots, and execution. But you will not have that if you don't position yourself to get the proper information. And that's why our Wealthy Wednesday calls is so important. And we're not charging you one dime.
Yeah, thanks for that, Don. And it's so important, just like you said, you know, we really have to really understand that we cannot keep living our lives existing each and every day. And we have the power right now to change our lives and to build generational wealth and leave a legacy for our families and our children. And that's what is so important to do. That's why each and every day you should be working on your credit, making sure your credit is where it needs to be. You should be looking at some investment opportunities and possibilities. You should be looking at elevating your financial wealth and power, and figuring out how you can own pieces of real estate, or at least own your home and have equity, which is like another savings account. And that's what My Turn to Own is all about. Why I, came up and built the team around this movement was because we have to start to get folks to change their mindset, to understand that the power is in wealth building and is in generational wealth, is in owning. And once we do that, we can start to change the realities of our communities today. There'll be lower crime, there'll be better schools, better neighborhoods, because we invest in them, because we own the homes on the block, because we're invested on how that block looks, what the block looks like. We're invested in making sure the block is clean, right? We go into those meetings to figure out why there's loitering on our block. It's just you're a stakeholder now, right? When you create jobs, when being an entrepreneur and you create jobs, you are investing back into that community and helping folks from those communities have opportunities and decreasing the unemployment rate. All of these things tie right into each other, and it rebuilds and makes the community looks better when we start to buy real estate and we start to rehab them and put people in homes instead of having boarded up houses throughout our community. This starts right with you building your credit, understanding and getting your finances in order, putting money to the side to invest, and figuring out the best ways you can build generational wealth. And that is what we are all about. So once again, if you are in this credit program, a debt cleanse, you got to be patient and understanding. And you also, if you are on the edge, once again, if you are over a 550 and you may have a few things that we can help you do that can get you into My Turn to Own pre-approval status in the next 30 to 60 days, we want you to send us an email right now to mylegacycred@gmail.com, and we're going to help you get over that hump and get you right into a home as soon as possible. Don, we also have a team member from Mark Dan's team here, Melanie, correct? So can we allow her in?
Yeah, I believe so. Give me 1 second.
Hey, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. Hey, how you doing, Miss Melanie?
Doing well. How are you? Happy Wednesday.
Good. Feel free, please
All
tell
right.
us a little bit about what you all doing over there, the amazing things you all are doing.
Sure. So Advocate Attorneys is the name of our firm, and we work very closely with Debt Cleanse, which is a legal services plan. And anything that you need, I know the primary purpose coming to us for the consult is to review the credit report, but any other issues that you have related to your finances, to credit reporting, collection issues, me personally, for any borrowers that have collection accounts that maybe they don't have the finances to pay, then we set up a second consult to do a hardship letter where we're including your finances, including your income, and then offering a structured repayment proposal to the creditor in the hopes that makes provides them with more information. If they accept it, then we're paying off the debt without completely perhaps paying the total debt. Then that's going to zero out that trade line on your credit report. That's going to make your debt to income ratio higher and then increase your credit score. So anything that we need that we can do to be of assistance, we are available for that.
Sounds great. Go ahead, Mr. Green. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, Don. Go
No,
ahead.
no.
Go ahead, Don.
Sounds great. Sounds great. I'll tell you something. What we really take pride in here is helping to educate our people. And I say it time and time and time after, over and over again, we are not into selling anybody houses. We're not even into selling you credit, to be honest with you. I'm not into, Miss Melanie is not into, making you buy into the services of, getting an attorney. We are in a business of building people. And we understand that the main problem that we're having as a people is lack of resources and lack of opportunity. And that's why Mr. Green and myself take our mission so passionately. We're making sure that we have top tier individuals to get on these platforms and teach you and educate you about certain information that it will cost you a whole lot of money if you went elsewhere. Go ahead, Mr. Green.
Yeah, we're not in the business of trapping you or extorting you for money or none of that. Okay. We are literally in the business of preparing you and making you a homeowner, which is why this call is important, because I want people to understand that our goal is to create homeowners. Our goal is not to have thousands of people in the credit program. Okay. I'm sorry, but that don't do much for me. My team has a goal, right, to get millions, a certain amount of millions of dollars in mortgages closed by the end of the year, or in the pipeline by the end of the year, as well as by the spring. And the only way to do that is if we start figuring out what each person is and figuring out who we can lift up so that we can get them in the door. And that's what this call is all about. And I need you guys to be able to work with us. You have to do your part too. We may have some things we can help you with on your credit right now. We can get you with a specialist that can help you jump your credit up. But there are things that you're going to have to do as well. There may be a credit card you may have to pay down. There may be things that you may have to clear up. And so everybody has a part to play when it comes to building credit. And we need you motivated, more motivated than ever, to jump right in and to how you're going to help us help you get you into the status where you need to be, so that you can level up. All right. And you got to be ready to level up, because that's what it's all about, and build that legacy. Don?
That's about it. Do we have any questions about credit, period? Do we have any questions? Miss Melanie may be able to answer a few questions before we get out of here. Wasn't trying to keep anybody past about 7:40, 7:50. I know it's getting late for everyone, but we'll take a few questions. But let me say a few things while we're waiting on questions. Let me tell you what I need from you all. And I know what we're always saying, what we can give and what we offer. If you've noticed, Mr. Green continues to say, be patient. And that's true. We need you to be patient, but you also we need you to educate yourselves, and also allow us to educate you on what the process looks like. Because when you have an idea of what it looks like, it will make you patient. It's the fact that this is new information for a lot of people. Another thing, documents that we're asking for. If you're being HUD certified, or if we're transitioning you over to our AHP mortgage, we don't need you to piece documents. I need you to have those documents together, send them off at one time, and call it, and be on time with it. If not, your documents can get lost in the shuffle when it's going from one area all the way to California. And when I say lost in the shuffle, it may be lost in the shuffle with FedEx. If you have to FedEx documents over, if you just do not get in the habit of piecing. Mortgage companies do not like that. It's too many other people they have to work with. Another thing, we have vetted. I'm not talking about just people we pull off the street. We have vetted agents that we've connected. I'm talking about real estate agents that were, is it top agent in Illinois? What was it? Top broker in Illinois, Mr. Green? She was
Yep.
top realtor in Illinois. The point that I'm making, these are not people that need us. These are people that are really donating their times past the regular 9 to 5 spectrum to go above and beyond for us. So I find it disheartening when I connect you with vetted agents that has your best ability, your best interests at heart, and they're disrespected. And they're disrespected on a level of, I said I didn't want this house, or I said I didn't that. No, that's not how we treat people. We treat people with love, especially when they're positioning, or you have this person to run from here all the way to Mississippi, and now it's time to close, and you like, no, I don't think I want to do it. And then 2 weeks later, you be like, yeah, I think I want to do it. Like, these are people. Like, seriously, we ask you when you get ready to come aboard on a pathway of home ownership, if you're not ready to go through the mortgage process, just stay in our classes. But you don't have to submit all your information, this, that, and other, and then everybody's under the impression that you're ready to make a move and you're ready to buy. And then this person feels like their time is just wasted. So all I'm saying is we all have cold feet at times,
Yep.
but let's always be respectable of everybody's time and energy and be very appreciative and very professional at the same time.
Thank you, Don. Let me bring in our HUD certified counselor, Keisha Irons. Hey, Keisha, go ahead.
Hi. Yes, I just wanted to comment on those who have shared with us their credit score and just kind of put a pin, sit still on it for a moment and say that your credit score is pulled at the time that you pull it. It is what it is at that time. But most people are not using a scoring model of a FICO 2 and a 4, which the mortgage industry uses. So if you know your credit score, you feel you know your credit score, that could be different from what the mortgage industry is pulling. So I get clients all the time who frequently tell me my score is a 590. And then I pull it with the mortgage industry's credit score models as a 2 and a 4 FICO score, and then it's a 620. And it's that, oh my goodness, I didn't know my credit score was this high. But it really depends on what search engine you're using or what credit score model you're using, I want to say. So if you're using Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, those are great ways to monitor your score and especially for security purposes. But if you really are ready and you say, hey, I want to know my numbers today, come and speak with us so that we can get you that exact score. Credit scores are also pulled. You're in a sample of people. So it's pulled, like I said, in that moment, in that time. So it changes overnight. It changes throughout the day. If you pull it this morning, it's one thing. You pull it later in the evening, it's another score. So those variations, they matter in the mortgage industry when, again, it just depends. Knowledge is information. FICO has FICO 2 all the way up to 10 now. So depending on how you've pulled your credit score, maybe you've recently applied for a credit card and they use a FICO score 8, or you apply for a T-Mobile credit card or a T-Mobile phone account and they said your score was a 620. I mean, all these scores, they're different variations based on the mathematical algorithms. You have up to 56 credit scores, up to 56 different scores out there. So to get the score that you're looking for that qualifies you for a loan or a mortgage loan, you want to talk with the professionals, speak with housing counselors, speak with, mortgage lenders that can tell you those accurate scores. So I just wanted to make that clear for those who feel, hey, I know my credit score. And the questions that come beyond that is, do you really know the score that is going to get you the acquisition? It's all about the acquisition that you're going out for, acquisition meaning the purchase that you're looking for. So we are just ready to work with you all and get those accurate numbers for you to move forward. So it's great that you have a foundation of what you think your credit score is. But again, the mortgage industry is using a FICO 2 and a FICO 4 credit model and version. So those models and versions really make a difference in approval versus a denial.
All right. So let's let's go ahead and answer a few questions real quick. Precious, I believe her name was Precious Connor. She had her hand up. Go ahead, Precious.
Hello, my question is, I'm currently in bankruptcy, but I filed the bankruptcy where you like settle and pay your creditors back. It's been 2 years, next year will be 3 years, and I'll be done. Right now, my credit score is like a 593. My credit cards are paid down to 0. So I want to know, would you still be able to help me kind of boost my credit up? And will I be able to get approved even though I'm in bankruptcy? Well, I'm currently paying it off.
What time, when are you done with bankruptcy?
Right now, I just have to continue to pay off my balance. It'll be next year, like in August. I'll be done. I've been unpaid. Everybody.
What chapter?
What is that 7 where you agree to pay your creditors back? the
No,
same
no,
amount
she
of
did.
what
She
owe?
did it. You probably did it. Chapter 13.
13.
Yes. Yeah. 13.
Okay, Don?
With a chapter 13, they actually have products for chapter 13s where you could probably buy in 2 years. I don't know if it's before 2 years though. It may be, put it this way, the banks are more, you're in a better place with a chapter 13 where banks are looking at you than you are with a chapter 7. So
Sometimes one of them, I want to say, just reach out to us by that email and let us see what we can do. Because I want to say you're able to buy within either in that last year of a chapter 13 or a year after. It's one of the other.
yeah,
So I
it's
do
sooner.
believe
Jamal,
It's
if I
real
could chime in
soon.
really quickly, if you're in an active 13, you may have to seek leave of court or permission from the court because you have a confirmed payment plan. And if you are
Right.
now taking on debt that is not included in the plan, that may throw the numbers off. So just be mindful. You have an attorney, talk to the attorney, but you may have to get permission from the court to take on additional debt before the case concludes.
And to
Thank
add to that, you would have
Go
to be
ahead.
discharged 2 years, for sure.
it will be 2. Okay.
2 years discharged from a bankruptcy.
For the 13, chapter 13.
For either 7 or 13, the
I
discharge
know
date.
7 for sure.
Okay.
I know 7 for
And
sure.
conventional wants to see you discharged for 3 to 4 years. FHA will take you at 2 years.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Melanie. Thank you, Miss Irons. Now this
Still-
is she
and
had
still
another
reach out
question
to-
as well. She had another part question to that too about is she
Go
able to
ahead.
still build her credit? I think she was saying.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I think still reach out because I think you still have options to build your credit in the time being to help you out. Okay, Precious. Okay, I don't know where she went. Cassandra. Go ahead, Cassandra.
Hello.
There you go.
Okay.
How are you?
Mine
Go ahead.
was similar to hers. I did a chapter 7 and it was discharged in 2015. So
Okay.
I building my credit right now. It's at a 584 and that's through Experian.
Reach out to us on that. Did you send us an email?
No,
Yeah, send us an email. You're past time, so we can look at your credit and figure out what we can do to get you right in. You just need to do a few techniques, and we can probably boost you up to that to 620
Okay,
within 30 to 60 days.
I
Go
have a student loan, but
Okay.
I pay on it during the pandemic, but they told me that I couldn't until September. But
Right.
I sent a payment in and now they telling me to send the next payment on the 29th.
Okay, but what's the status of your student loans on your credit right now? What does it say?
They saying I have
Are they
7.
in standing? I'm saying, is it in good standing on your credit?
The email today says in standard, in standard.
But if I need you to log into your credit, your portal, what do you look at your credit at?
Through Experian.
Okay. So go into Experian and go to your student loans to just see what standing it says it's in. You know, it should tell you if it's in good standing. It should tell you if you made your payments on time or payments are not, you know, it should just give you the status of the student loans. If you are in good shape as far as no matter what they're saying, if they're reporting that you're not in default, then you know they won't be a problem.
Okay.
Okay, because with student loans, what they do is depending on if they're in pay status, and this is all. Remember, a lot of this stuff is individualized, so I can't tell you unless I see it. Nobody could tell you unless they see it. So never take advice straight through. So they have to see the status of the loan, the amount, all of the different things so that they can understand what situation you'll be in once you go into a loan. Because when you are going into a loan, they based on they look at your credit and look at your student loans to figure out how much they'll use towards your debt to income ratio. So for example, if your student loans are not in a pay status and you're not due to pay them, then they'll use 1% of that and divide that and find a, you know, and add that onto your debt to income ratio. So it all just depends on what's the status on your credit now. So reach out to us and we'll figure it out, and then figure out those other techniques so that we can boost you up to get you into a pre-approval status within the next 2 months.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right, Carol.
Hi, thank you for the information. Well, my credit, from what the Credit Karma was saying, is 633. I'm also been through a bankruptcy, but it's been over 2 years. It's going on the 3rd year.
Okay.
I am retired. I am getting Social Security. I'm looking for income property more so. So is it the same having a 630 or 640 credit score to get income property, or is that credit score have to be a little higher?
Do you plan to live at the income property?
If I have to, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you that you probably will have to, because you know, buying income. I think I saw somebody, I don't know if it was you, talk about having buying a piece of investment property. The reality is the rules change when you're talking about investment property and you're not living there. The down payment is higher. They usually want to see 20%, and the rules just change a little bit. So it's always easier to say that you're going to live on the first floor, and you have and then it'd be great if somebody is already up on the second floor,
Yes.
so that they can at least use that. And that's the best way to get in, so that it can add to how much money that you have to pay that monthly payment. So I would look for a place that possibly have a renter or two already there and an opening, and say that you're going to live there on one of them and rent out the other, and keep at least already how it is, and that'll help you get through that loan, especially with being on Social Security. And just a good fact is, no matter if you're on Social Security, disability, I don't care what type of income, we will be able to utilize it. And it all just depends on the amount we'll be able to give you. We are able to finance $5,000 and up on a 30-year mortgage. So that's why any income is doable. So just come forward and let's just figure out what's the best option based on your situation. We look at your credit, figure out how we can get you your credit to where it needs to be, so that you can get the best product. And then we're going to look at, what's the best strategy, whether it is to get in and live at the property and rent it out. And then after a certain period of time, you come out of that property and you buy something and rent that out. We just got to put together the strategy, and let's just start with making sure your credit is in a decent shape. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Ebony, June was my 7th year after filing my score range 640, 644. I have money down. It sounds like we'd be able to get you in, Ebony.
That would be awesome. Did you see that I have enough student loan debt for us all? They have been in zero repayment plan forever, and I think
Yeah,
they'll probably
zero
continue to
repayment.
be in it for a
Okay.
long time.
So
Where's
you
the-
say you got a lot of student loan debt?
Yeah, sad but true.
Yeah, we all do. Don got more than you probably, but I think
What,
no,
I didn't see it. What's her dad on? I'm just curious.
she ain't say it. I just was speculating.
I'm ashamed to say, so I ain't saying.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to my auntie yesterday about it, and she didn't. She's on her last year of her degree, and she already at 117,000. So, trust and believe. I know many folks out there who have real situations with student loan debt. But the good thing about what's going on, Ebony, you want to take advantage of is that they're in zero. That you don't have to pay anything on them right now, because the mortgage company then just take 1% of that as the payment.
Ooh, that
and
might
so-
not be good.
It's okay.
That 1% might be a little bit high. I understand.
but it's okay.
ahead, Dan.
They have companies like Indigo, and I shouldn't even be, but I'm just I just love my people to win. Check out Indigo Credit Union as well. They do like point something %, so it's not even 1% off of that's going off of. Pardon me.
Please mute. That was somebody else. We also should look at what ours is too, and how we treat it on the rec side.
Yeah.
So I am in the in with NACA, like on their program. Are you familiar with that?
We heard
It's
of
been
it,
a
but
slow. It's
they,
so slow.
Yo,
they are very slow. We are 10 times better than NACA, but you ain't hear from us.
The only thing that I like about them is that they said if I can show that they've been on zero repayment, and I could show something that the next 12 months will stay on zero repayment, then they'll use zero. And that would get me approved for $195,000 worth of house. I'm in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And to get something decent that doesn't need $50,000 worth of repairs, it's going to have to be in that range.
We may be able to help you and work that out too. So just come in and let us figure that out.
All right. How do I do that? I'm coming to find you anyway, because you be doing a lot of stuff that I'm interested in, by the way.
I appreciate it. I think this is what I want you to do. Send Don. Don, how do you want her to reach out so we can lock her in? Send an email to info@myturntown.org.com.
.com now. Yeah. And just put attention.
info@myturntown.com.
Yeah, and just put a send us
Thank you,
situations so we
audience.
can get you in, okay?
Yep. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
She said she was coming for you, Mr. Green.
I am.
Ain't everybody?
Man,
In a good way, not like the
Oh,
mayor
okay.
though. I'm coming at you in a good way though.
Listen.
Understand
I like
that.
the mayor.
I know.
No, not like the mayor. I want.
Okay. All right, cool. We good then. You good then, Mr. Green. You good.
I appreciate it. We'll take one or two more. I do got to hop off on another call. Teresa, Miss Fry. All right. So somebody said how much I save in order to buy and close on a home. It all depends on the type of the home that you're purchasing and the price and things of that sort. So what I will say is do your best to put money to the side as you are progressing in your life. So that you are able to do this. The reality of the situation is that Black people don't have enough wealth to be able to pass down down payment and closing cost assistance like white families. And the reality is the majority of white families who own homes usually get gifts from their family. We don't have the wealth to do that. So we must start to put together funds, and we're working on down payment assistance and closing costs as well. we're actually going to help cover a few folks that are coming in and ready over the next month or two, help them cover their closing costs and down payment assistance. So even if you don't have it, we will still pre-qualify you. So don't be discouraged even if you don't have down payment or closing costs right now. We still will pre-qualify you, and we're going to figure out how we can get you to that status where you do have it and put you either with a program or figure out who will sponsor that. But because My Turn to Own is now a nonprofit housing counseling agency, we may have some pretty big news coming soon in regards to down payment and closing costs. Jasmine.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to share because I have been a part of this program since August,
Okay.
maybe like middle part of September. And, my credit score, I never really had too much credit. My first credit card that I did establish was a Walmart credit card, which that you did spoke on before. And, only thing that I ever had on my credit was student loans.
Right.
So I just want to know, like, now that I'm building my credit and my credit score has rise, it is at like a 595, but I do have $2,000 in student loans.
I wish we wish we had yours.
Man, look.
Listen.
Yeah, it's crazy because when I spoke with Jalen and everybody else and Daniel on the call, they was like, what? Basically like that's not a lot, but
Yeah. No, you're good.
Yeah, you win.
So
yeah.
Is it in you got a payment on them, or is it in no payment status?
I'm in good standing. Like that's why I really
saying,
want
do you have to pay? Do you have a set payment a month right now, or you're not paying it? You don't have to pay right now.
Well, because they go off of my income, so the program helps me. So all of my payments is like in good standing. It's like on time payments.
Okay.
So even with my I have 3 credit cards now, so I make sure that I do pay on them.
Good.
And all of those credit cards are in good standing. And I don't know if you guys seen the chat, but I do have like 3 collections, which is from, like phone companies and different things like that, but it's only 3. So
did you send us an email?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so good.
I just got the email for that.
We can help you out on that. And then also some people who may not have a lot of established credit, may just need some trade lines too, and folks who got good history credit cards that they can be an authorized user on to help them out. So anybody, once again, if you're on that edge and need to just get that boost, send an email to mylegacycredit@gmail. We're going to reach out to put you in tune with a specialist who can help you get over that hump. But remember, this is, and like I said earlier, this is an investment into your future, guys. So just know you have to do a part. Luckily, we are not out to get you and be the people of out there who take everything as a business and we charge you thousands of dollars, because this type of work that we're doing is thousands of dollars of work to build credit. And that's how much it literally costs to get your stuff in order, as well as to pay down what needs to be paid down and all these different things. So we have specialists who are able to help you, so that we can get you over that hump and get you into a home. So I just want to thank everybody a part of that. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say one more thing, and I'm gonna do some I'm gonna do some name dropping. There's a credit restoration company. I think his name is Will Roundtree, and he's based out of Atlanta. For them to look at your credit and start working on it's like $3,000. They want like $3-4 grand, something of that nature, and they want half of it up front. And they do not educate you on what the process is. He has a few YouTubes out there, but they are not holding your hand whatsoever. I know someone that went through the process, and I'm not saying that they had a bad, experience or a good experience. That's not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making was it was more of a process where it's like, oh, this was another thing that they did. And I know this for a fact. So once you call for consulting, you have to pay, I think it's like either $150 for 30 minutes or like $500 or something of that nature that you don't get back unless you buy into their program. And when you buy into their program, that $500, dollars or that $150 an hour goes to, whatever it is. If it, whatever, the program that you're buying into. The point that I'm making is you don't have to worry about any of that here. Like whatsoever. You don't have to worry about any of that here. But I say all that to say just what Mr. Green saying. It really costs to work on your credit. It is no joke whatsoever. And not only that, we're walking you through the steps, teaching you strategy and giving you information that the average person would not give you because their only focus is to make $1. Go ahead, Mr. Green.
Can I say one thing? I'm sorry. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Jasmine. We got to wrap.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. And I know that's why I want to say this, because I just did have one question. What if I'm interested in paying off some of my balances, like a few of the like phone collections that I have? I'm willing to pay that off, so is that a good thing? Or, because I really don't want to rely on
Well, Jasmine, we reach out as you have, wait on a specialist to hit you up, because there may be some opportunity there to get those things off without having to pay for it. So just wait until you contact it. Okay.
Okay. You're right. Thank you.
Go
ahead, Don.
Yeah. So I'm gonna close it out by saying this, and the reason that Mr. Green said that is because when you don't know credit, you can do yourself more harm by paying these accounts off, and they just sit on your account that's settled a lot of times. And what you don't want is you have all these accounts that you done pay $500, $600, $700, $800. Now you out of pocket, and it's still sitting on your credit report. And then for the person to come back and do the credit removal, go through the credit removal process, they have to fight 10 times as hard because you have confirmed that was your debt. You see what I'm saying? So before you go into paying anything off, please email us or call us at the information that was left below, and we're going to educate you once we look at your profile and tell you the best route to go. Thank you, everybody, for joining the call tonight. If you are in the debt cleanse process, please be patient. An attorney will be reaching out to you. Ms. Melanie, thank you so much for jumping on the line today. I believe she left her information as well. So we look forward to you staying a part of staying on the pathway to home ownership. And one more thing, I want people to know, don't feel, hey, if you got a mom or you got dad or you got somebody that you like, we renting together, we might as well buy a house together. Make sure that they call in too, or make sure they reach out to Mr. Green as well, so we could get their credit intact, so we can strategize. And you be maybe making $30,000 a year, and mom's is making $30,000 a year. Now together, you are making $60,000 a year, and we could probably get you a $200,000 loan, where it's probably a 2-unit building, and you could live in the basement, mom live on the first floor, and y'all rent out the upstairs. But that is what we specialize in, is strategy to help us get out of this all you're doing is working to pay bills. No, working to pay rent, to pay rent to work to pay. It gets old after a while, and it's get to a point now where we want everyone to enjoy life. So until next time, you all have a great night. Thank everyone for jumping on, and God bless everyone.
Thank you.
Love
everyone.
y'all.
Sure.
Bye.
Everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
All right.
Love y'all.